I can just picture Vince McMahon talking to creative before the show. Okay, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're coming out for No Mercy. Let's just switch all the championships. I'm done with this invasion angle stuff. Vince, we still have to get to Survivor Series because we haven't finished this thing. You haven't culminated the whole goddamn thing. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Switch a bunch of championships and have a 5-on-5 match and have us win and have us smash everybody repeatedly, and then we'll bury every WCW and ECW talent in the goddamn dirt, except a few people they'll continue to bury for a number of years until we push them, until they fuck up, and then we'll release them. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. Ha ha ha. While creative just simply pulls a kiff and goes, ugh. I'm John Reitman with the Retro Review of WWE Raw from October 22nd, 2001. Yes, we're speeding towards Survivor Series 2001 and the end of this titanic failure that was an invasion angle, even though, again, there were some good moments, some good matches, and some good promos, and some good comedy segments. My God, this whole fucking thing was just a goddamn amalgamation and conglomerate and hodgepodge of missed opportunity after missed opportunity after missed fucking opportunities. So disappointing. But, whoa, we're almost there, and again, this invasion angle never had a prayer. They're in Kansas City, the same arena where Owen Hart fell to his death at Over the Edge 99. Oh, boy. Jeez. When I noticed that, I was like, oh, this is going to be tough to get through. First of all, I resent your tone. Vince should have been slapped repeatedly for saying that. The man died on pay-per-view. So anyway, No Mercy Fallout. Recaps of the three-way where Austin retained over, RVD and Kurt Angle. And, well, we're getting more McMahon family drama and everything. It's like nothing has changed in 20 goddamn years, except they're all infecting other parts of the world, elsewhere outside of wrestling, that is. Vince McMahon is trying to basically sell the goddamn company now. Shane is doing God knows what. Stephanie is basically being an idiot. And Linda is pretending to understand politics and understand how the world works, except she fucking doesn't. So anyway, Vince and Linda come out to a pop. It's a personal jumpstart that Vince wants. He wants to make out with Linda on television. That's gonna pop the rating and then cascade it into the goddamn floor. I don't know why people in Kansas City were cheering this. Maybe they like to see old people making out. I'm not here to kink shame much. So then Shane and Stephanie show up. Boy, the McMahon family drama, it just never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Shane and Stephanie yell about this, and Vince proposes a 5-on-5 match at Survivor Series. Winner takes all. And this went on and on until the break of dawn. So Shane says, "You're on." By the way, Austin will not be there because he had 12 staples in the back of his head when Vince McMahon did legitimately hit Austin in the back of the head with a chair. Not meaning to, but he swung wildly, and I don't know if you know much about the back of the head or whatever. I know that some of my exes know about being looked at in the back of the head, moving on from that. But you're not supposed to get hit in the back of the head. It's kind of sensitive material there, and you're going to bleed pretty goddamn easily. So he won't be there. Also, Jericho and The Rock are going to take on the Dudleys. All right, cool. It's championship-a-thon right here. Shane then challenges Vince. I think we get that match on the next Raw, if I recall correctly, because Survivor Series 2001 is on the 18th of November, so really we have less than a month to go, so we don't have a whole lot of stuff to, cover here, and we got to cram everything in, switch the championships, switch them back, and do this stuff all around, because championships don't fucking matter in Vince McMahon's crazy world of wrestling world entertainment. Wrestling world entertainment. You know what? I'm just going to go with that. So anyway, Linda then says, where did we go wrong? Our daughter has become a man-eater, our son a wuss. Oh, she's a man-eater. So anyway, now we get Lita and Trish against Ivory and Mighty Molly. At least we finally get to a goddamn match that the crowd's into, and the pace was nice, and we get a moonsault on Ivory for 3. I always thought Ivory was hot. That's me. So anyway, Vince wants RVD on his side. He's like, I'm fine, just me. RVD, well, if you're not with me, you're against me. You'll take on the Big Show tonight for the Hardcore Championship. And RVD looks a little bit weirded out. But perhaps RVD's just using a smoke screen, which is what he always used to pretty much get through any of his goddamn trips, if you'll see what I did there. And, well, Matt Hardy comes to talk to Lita, and Trish is just wearing a towel. Well, she's wearing pants, but she's got the towel over her in a very suggestive way because boobies. And Matt's like, being the kind of lecherous creep that he is, he checked out Stacy in her lingerie when she flashed him. Zach, stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. Stop it. Get some help. And now Matt is kind of just hitting on every single one. What kind of guy would hit on other women when he is in a relationship? Moving on. So Trish leaves, and then Matt's like, hey, So Trish is in the shower without saying that and says, "Hey, Lita, why don't we go find a private shower?" Would you not think that Lita would watch the shows later and notice that her boyfriend's being a little bit creepy? So Mick Foley comes into Regal's office, has that little plush toy that I believe that Make-A-Wish kid gave him. Really nice touch because Mick is a really good guy. Puts it on that knight in shining armor thing that was not in the Scooby-Doo episode, but was the same one that Shawn Stasiak ran into. Shawn Stasiak seemingly just vanished from television before he became Plant Stasiak. Then became a chiropractor, I believe. I think he made the right decision because he probably makes a lot more money doing chiropractic work. So they're going to play Connect 4. Well, Foley wants to play that, and then we cut to Angle talking to Edge, and then Rhino decides to gore Edge when they're walking by in a pretty stagey way. And then Foley says, "Hey, Rhino versus Angle for the U.S. title tonight." Okay, yeah, sure, he's got his match. Tajiri with Tori Wilson takes on Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight Championship. By the way, Tori and Kidman, I believe, were still dating at this point. None of my business if they weren't. Happy for them regardless. And there was a lot of kicks here, more like Billy Kickman. I work hard on these puns, please laugh. And basically, buzzsaw kick 1, 2, 3. Tajiri is the Cruiserweight Champion. I totally forgot that he won the Cruiserweight Championship. And then here's DDP. Bang. He talks about losing and says that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. The Kansas City Chiefs losing. All this losing. When you lose, you learn. You learn to eat better. You learn to treat yourself better. Here's Kane. Had weird music at first. I think the production truck fell asleep, or Kevin Dunn's Bucky Beavertooth motherfucking ass decided to screw things up because Kevin Dunn is really bad at his job and should have been fired years ago. Here's Kane and DDP's needling him and talking about him wearing a mask. You have a mangled amount of flesh underneath that mask. People love masks with Halloween just around the corner. But if you took off that mask, women would throw up and kids would scream, and then he gets chokeslammed. Because DDP just cannot get anything going here without getting just repeatedly beat up. Now, it made sense here, but after the horrible thing of being Undertaker's, wife's stalker, he was never going to succeed. I mean, even with a career or, a character reset and stuff like that. And I like the whole, Tony Robbins wannabe thing that JR called him on this. It just wasn't going to work. And eventually he would suffer a neck injury, I think in like April or May of 2002, that would lead to his hasty exit. And he would basically retire from full-time wrestling and get into DDP Yoga. That would become DDPY, and he would make millions. Seriously, the guy's made a lot of goddamn money helping people. So, we get Rhino versus Kurt Angle for the U.S. Championship. A pretty good match. Well worked. Rhino kept grinding Angle down. Angle kept coming back. He was getting locked in a lot of sleeper holds, though, targeting the neck. Eventually, a bunch of German suplexes. Angle slam, but delayed cover. He couldn't quite get it. And then a gore where they tumble outside. Kind of looked a little bit brutal. Rhino gets him back in. Covers just for 2, though, because it took too goddamn long. And then eventually the ankle lock and Rhino taps out. And Kurt Angle, Mr. USA, wins the U.S. Championship. So we cut to the McMahons all talking. Shane and Stephanie wondering what the hell is going on. And Vince wondering, Linda, why aren't you keeping both eyes on the television? So anyway, Bradshaw takes on Hurricane with Mighty Molly for the European Championship. All because Hurricane destroyed the APA's office. And Bradshaw and Farouk basically stole the Hurricycle and seemingly sold it for beer money, because I don't think we see the Hurricycle for a little bit until it gets a revamp or is towed back, or maybe, I don't know, it's dropped from a goddamn spaceship. Who the hell knows? So, it was a mismatch to say the least. Mighty Molly interfered 1 too many times and got a fall-away slam. Then clothesline from hell, 1, 2, 3. So Hurricane pretty much got squashed. So new champion. A lot of new champions here. Foley and Regal and Foley are talking, and Foley's just playing Connect 4. He says, Connect 4, you silly pillock, you're playing with yourself. And Foley said, do you realize what you said? And watch it closely, right before, as they're fading to black, Regal is cracking. He is trying not to crack, but Foley's just that good. Foley is God, Foley is good, but he got him to crack, and that's saying something, because Regal's a professional. Yes, he's an entertaining guy and a great GM now in NXT, but it's just so funny. I actually had to rewind and watch it. I go, oh man, he got him to, I can only imagine how much Regal was cracking after that. And then we get Taker and Kane versus Booker and Test. Yes, it's a feud that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. They've been feuding. Test and Booker won the tag team championships from them a few weeks before. And then lost to the Hardys. Yes, the Hardys are the current tag team champions of WCW. I totally forgot that too. And Booker lost to Undertaker at No Mercy, while Test beat Kane in with kind of shenanigans. And then Nick Patrick got laid out, because who likes Nick Patrick as a referee? I mean, some people do, I'm sure, and nothing against him as a person, but I mean, he was kind of an ineffective, heelish referee that was an absolute dick, so he got choke slammed a couple times. So anyway, it was hard hitting. Kane does press slam Test with pretty much ease. Once he gets him up there, he's just like, yep, I'm just going to drop this 6'6", 280-pound Canadian man. Get a big boot duel. Then eventually a tombstone to Test, which wouldn't happen again until March of 2009. I'm going to hell for that one. 1, 2, 3. RVD versus Big Show. Mismatch, and Big Show tosses him around a bit. RVD has to hit and run. Chairs, trash cans, a fire extinguisher get brought up, and he tries to extinguish the problem, but haha, Van Daminator into the goddamn chair. 5-star frog splash. 1, 2, 3. It went on a bit, but that's really the only details you need. Maven at WWF New York. I'm amazed he didn't have to check his eyebrows in the overhead compartment, and it's not even a goddamn airplane. So, he talks about his victory. He's going to go to the farm system and work hard, and then Taz suddenly shows up in a hoodie that he probably bought from a goddamn kid's store and attacks him. My God, Taz attacking Maven. It's a way to write him off, and then he would show up at the Rumble and eliminate The Undertaker in pretty much the only memorable moment of Maven's career. They really never knew what to do with him after that. So anyway, Foley says that Al Snow versus Taz should happen, and then we get a recap of all the championship changes and RVD's successful defense. Jericho and Rock are at odds, and oh no, what's going to happen? Are they going to be able to win the WWF Tag Team Championships? And yes, WWF, WWE. By the way, sweet t-shirt that my sister painted the logo of. Really love it. So, what basically the idea of this is Jericho had won the WCW Heavyweight Championship from Rock at No Mercy the night before, using a chair that Stephanie had brought in, and Rock was like, well, what's this? You know, what are you handing me? Oh, it's a nameplate that used to signify you were the champion. And then Rock says, okay, but when we face again, here, have this chair. They're just at odds and needling each other, just trying to do this. Or oil and water, or I don't think this is oil and water. Wonder Twin powers don't activate because they're going to feud. And they're all, you know, can they get along? So obviously all this means that they will win the championships. And they do. Jericho does accidentally dropkick The Rock during this match, but Rock Bottom for 3 new champions. And they're all, what the hell's going to happen? They won't coexist long. They don't hold the championships for long. I think the Dudleys win them back a little bit before Survivor Series. And then Vince and Linda celebrate by making out as we close the show. So that's a great visual. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Recklin. I'll see you soon.